Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you something that's actually been frustrating me for a while, but I finally figured it out. Okay, so if you use Photoshop to design, you might have noticed that once you're done with a design and you save it, or maybe you want to send it to your client on WhatsApp, and you don't want to send it as a file, maybe you want to send it as a normal picture, and then you want to make sure that it is HD, high definition. You find out that a lot of times the picture does not have the HD option available. Okay, WhatsApp will tell you that the picture does not have enough quality to be HD. So how do we fix this? All right, so I figured out how to fix it. So the first way, there are three ways. So there's a way you can do it before you start designing, there's a way you can fix it while you are designing, and there's a way you can fix it after you're designed. All right, so the first way is to, when you're creating your file, so if you're creating a normal square flyer, okay, if you can look at the right hand side here, you'll see that my width is 1080p by 1080p. All right, so that is the problem. The problem is that on WhatsApp, from my research, for a picture to qualify as HD on WhatsApp, it needs at least 2600 pixels in the width and the height, so that is 2600. So, and the problem is that we just design with 1080 by 1080. All right, so if you change this to 2600 and change this to 2600, okay, I'll guarantee you that once you send it on WhatsApp, it's going to be HD. All right, so that's the first step. So now you might wonder, okay, what if I want to do a Instagram portrait size? All right, so 1080 by 1350. Okay, so what you do is, this 1080p has to be at least 2600. So if you do your calculation, you'll find out that this 1350 is going to turn to 3250. All right, so if you do your cross multiplication, all right, see if 1080 is equals to 2600, then 1350 equals to x. Do your cross multiplication, you're going to get this. All right, I don't know if some of you might not like maths. Me, I like maths. All right, so but if you're not comfortable with it, if you don't want to go through the stress of doing it, I've done the maths for you. Okay, if you're doing Instagram portrait size flyers, use this 22,600 as your width and 3,250 as your height, and it's going to qualify as HD on WhatsApp. All right, so this is the first step. This is the first way to do it. Once you've said this, just create and design normally. All right, so the second way is, what if you've already started designing with the normal 1080p by 1080p, or you started designing with the normal 1080 by 1350. Okay, how do you fix it? All right, so let me open a flyer for you. All right, so let me open a flyer for you. Or you know what, I'll create a flyer that is 1080 by 1080. Or you know what, let's use Instagram portrait size. All right, so let's just create a new this. All right, so now let's imagine that you create this and you start designing. So let me just import something that it look like I'm designing. All right, so let's say you started designing, right? So how do you now make sure that your flyer is going to be HD when you're done? So while designing, you can just come up here to image. When you click on image, come here to image size. This dialog box is going to open, and you can see our width and our height here. So our width is 1080p and our height is 1350. All right, so the first thing you want to do is make sure that this chain is highlighted. So if I click on it, you can see that it's no longer highlighted, but if I click on the chain, it's highlighted. All right, so once it is highlighted, what it means is that any change you make to your width is going to affect your height proportionally. All right, so if I change my width now to 2600, you can see that automatically my height has changed and they are proportional. All right, so once you change it to this, now you're going to click OK. Now if you look at the top, you see image size. The image size is now 24.2 MB, and then in bracket they are telling you that it was 4.17 MB. So before we increase the number of pixels, it was just 4 MB, but now it is 24 MB. All right, so that's how to make sure that your image qualifies as HD on WhatsApp. So just come to image, go to image size and increase it from 1080p to 2600. All right, so that's the second way. Now, so what if you finish designing and let's say you're exporting? All right, so to export, you can just go to file, go to export, go to export as. So let's say you're exporting and you did not do it before you started, you did not do it while you were designing, and now you're already exporting. How do you fix it? How do you make sure that it still qualifies as HD? So what you do is on this export dialog box, you just go here, you'll see image size here. All right, so you just do the same thing, turn this 1080 to 2600. All right, and once you press enter, automatically the height will change in corresponding the height will change, all right, to the corresponding number of pixels that is supposed to be. All right, so you know the original number was 1080p by 1350, but as I changed the 1080p to 2600, automatically it has changed to 3250. All right, so that's one way. Or secondly, you can come here to scale. If you click on scale, you can actually increase the size. Alright, so if I click on 300%, automatically the number of pixels has increased. It has increased the number of pixels by 300%. Alright, so these are the three ways that you can change the number of pixels in your image to make sure that your flyer or poster or whatever you designed comes out as HD on WhatsApp. Alright, so you can test it. Design a flyer with 1080p by 1080p. Try and see if it will be HD. It won't. Then try it with 2600 by 2600 and I guarantee you that it will be HD. Alright, so if you learned something new, if you got value, smash the like button, drop a comment, share this video with a designer that does not know this, and subscribe, turn on the post notification bell because I'll be dropping much more better content like this. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day.